to make life easy for you. You want to have a good relationship with your tenants. What I like is to have tenants realize, hey, you know what? You might be paying $850 a month for rent, but guess what? I can show you how to pay half of that amount, like $400, and actually own the property. Would you rather do that? There are companies like NACA, NACA.com, which is on my links, NACA.com. They will give a tenant who's in the right financial category no money down, no closing costs, 4.25%, fixed 30 years. They don't care about credit. They care about income to debt ratio, and they'll work with the tenants for 4 to 6 months, whatever it takes to get their income to debt ratio at the right place. And once it is, we take that qualification and they buy the house. Now guess what? If they're on Section 8, I can take that qualification back to Section 8 and say, hey, they qualify to buy this house, and you're Section 8 and you're paying $850 a month for their rent. What would you rather do? Pay $850 for rent or $450 for a mortgage payment? Do you know that Section 8 is making mortgage payments for these tenants all the time now? They're letting the tenants buy the house and making their mortgage payment. And it makes financial sense. The money's coming out of our pocket, right? Aren't we the taxpayers? And if 400 is less than 8, wouldn't you rather have that money come out of your pocket? And if you say, well, you know, I don't like any of that money coming out of my pocket, that means it's time to go get a piece of the Section 8 pie, right? So you can get some of that money back. If you feel like, well, there goes my tax dollars, we'll go do the rentals in Section 8. They're good tenants. You know, Section 8 basically manages them from the standpoint they don't want to lose it. Okay, so I think that's about, I'm getting close here for my thing. Let's see, computing side, making your websites mobile friendly, have your tenants pay via web, cell phone. So getting computerized. Is anybody in here in need of updating their website or don't have a website that want to? Okay, so you know, you just need to get back to me. I can get you in contact with my son and my daughter. WordPress is a program for setting up websites that is kind of free out there. You know, it's one of these things that a lot of free stuff's coming in on. So we find templates. There's hundreds of templates out there. You know, it used to be, oh, I think I want it like this. And you spend hours having somebody design this stuff, and it gets really expensive. Now all you do is you say, I love that template. I looked at 200 templates. This is what I want my website to look like. So you just get a free WordPress, you throw on the template, the free template, we fill up the data that you want in there, and wham, there you are. It's that easy. So things are getting much easier, much less expensive. Thank God, we're moving on, and things are good. Okay? So, what I want to do, you know, just get back into computing services, or SB, Santa Barbara-computing.com, that'll get you there. And so what I want to do now is I want to move on here and introduce you to a gentleman that you are going to love. He's great. Okay, you want to flip this around? Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to shut this thing down here. Here we go. And you got the power on that one? Okay. So I want to tell you it's my pleasure to introduce our featured speaker of the evening, Lloyd Siegel. Lloyd is an attorney, mortgage banker, investor. He is also an author of several books on foreclosure, short sales, REOs, including Stop Foreclosure Now. You guys know Lloyd actually is the host for Linda Pliaga's 411. You travel around with her all the time. All the time. He is excellent, excellent, excellent. We had a whole day with her about a month back. Lloyd, this book was voted Best Personal Finance of the Year by USA Book News. Congratulations, Lloyd.
Thank you.
Lloyd has appeared on numerous TV and radio programs, newspapers, magazines, including CNN, Wall Street Journal, Los Angeles Times, National Public Radio, Fox News, Smart Money Magazine. He's done so much I don't think I can get through the whole conversation here. Lloyd is a frequent guest speaker at board realtors, real estate investors, clubs, service organizations. For example, Lloyd was one of the featured guest speakers at Coldwell Banker's National Convention in Orlando, Florida. In fact, Lloyd is widely acknowledged as California's leading foreclosure expert. And tonight he is our expert. I'll tell you, if you want somebody who's just focused in California, you need somebody like Lloyd that knows what's happening in one state only. I have seen Lloyd speak before. Trust me, he is incredible, funny, knowledgeable. Plus, you're going to learn more about foreclosure investing tonight than you've ever learned before. Best of all, unlike other speakers, Lloyd welcomes questions. And I'll tell you, I really do appreciate that, Lloyd, because I've had so many people say, no, just hold the questions to the end, and as soon as the talk is over, it's like, okay, hurry up, come up here and sign up. Thank you, Lloyd, I appreciate that. So if you have questions, get ready, don't hesitate, ask him. So fasten your seatbelts, take out your pen and paper, let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Foreclosure, Lloyd Siegel.
George and Angela Smith are in foreclosure. They're going to lose their house tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. right over here at the Santa Barbara Courthouse. How many people have been to a trustee sale in Santa Barbara here? Right? So you know what I'm talking about. They're going to lose their home tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Home they've owned for 5 years. They've raised their kids in these homes. The kids have had overnights. They've had Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas. They're going to lose that house tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And they're not the only one. Tomorrow there'll be over, I think, 200 homes are being sold, and people will lose their homes tomorrow. In fact, right now, there are more people losing their homes than there are investors like you trying to buy these homes. How many people here want to try and buy some of these real estate homes? Good. That's why we're here tonight. All right, great. Let's look at their situation and understand what happened to George and Angela Smith. They bought this house in 2007 for $400,000. They scripted and saved for a down payment of $50,000. They got a loan from Bank of America for $350,000. Put down your notes, interest only. Interest only notes. Oh, we got plenty of white paper. If you need paper, let me know. $100 a sheet. This is how I make money. Can't do it from this, so let me know. All right. So as you see, when the escrow closed, they had a positive equity of $50,000. In other words, their down payment became a positive equity of $50,000. When you see that, please say yes. Yes. Okay, good. Now here's what happened. They made their payments every month. They struggled, but they made their payments every month. And look what happened. It's 2011, now it's 2012. The value of this property fell from $400,000 to $300,000. How many know friends and family have lost values in their properties past 5 years? Of course. I know I've got 3 of my properties now that are underwater. Not all of them, but I got 3 like this. Okay? But that loan was interest only, right? So the loan, the principal stayed the same, $350,000. And so now there's a negative equity of $50,000. Anybody please see that? Please say yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we got a $100,000 swing, right? From positive equity to negative equity over the years. Lots of people running into that. Okay? But here's what I want to tell you. This is not why people are in foreclosure. I know the media tells you this, but this is not why people are in foreclosure. Think about this. Commerce Department reports that we have over 15 million people in America that are underwater. Their home is worth less than the loan amount, right? But only 3 million of those will actually lose their home in foreclosure. Now, I don't know about you, but if one person loses their home in foreclosure, it's too many. Everybody agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah, let's not forget that part of it. But if it's 3 million, it's 20% of 15 million. So something else has to occur, and that's what I want to try to teach you tonight. People don't lose their home because of negative equity. It sets up a domino effect where other things become relevant. One of them is an adjustable rate mortgage, right? Any unemployed mortgage brokers in the room? No? Okay. Well, we can tease on them tonight. Write down all loans are 30 years. George and Angela Smith had a what's called the two loans I want you to write down in your notes. One's called a 228. The other's called a 327. Anybody ever heard of those? Now, all loans are 30 years. The 228 has a low teaser rate like this. Remember, these are subprime. For 2 years, and then the third year it jumps up to market and then adjusts every year thereafter above 7%. A 327 has a low teaser rate for 3 years like this. On the fourth year, it jumps up to market and adjusts every year thereafter. Anybody want to guess what this rate jumped to in the fourth year? 15%. 15? Anybody else?
10.
11? Who said 10? Very good. What's your name?
Ken.
Ken, you're right, it is Ken. Hey, 3% jump right there, right? But folks, here's the part that's really troubling. The mortgage payment went up over $1,000. Now, people on fixed income don't have that extra money, right? So they use up their savings, they use up their reserves, they borrow from their friends and their family, and when that goes away, they give up. And then a couple months later, the lender starts a foreclosure. This is what we're seeing over and over again. I want you to be sensitive to this situation when you're dealing with homeowners and dealing with lenders. Second thing I want you to understand is that there are only two possibilities when you're dealing with foreclosures. They're either positive equity or negative equity. Think about it. There's nothing else, right? So what I want you to is stop thinking about the value of the house. See, the homes are the same. The homes are both worth $300,000, right? But look, one has a positive equity of $50,000. The other has a negative equity of $50,000. So forget this. Start focusing on this as an investment. What I want to be able to show you tonight is how to buy properties that have positive equity and how to buy properties that have negative equity. Because we're going to use different strategies depending on that situation. Okay? In fact, if we do this, no more homes should ever be sold at a trustee sale. So let's have a pledge. Everybody raise your right hand. Everybody raise your right hand. All right. Okay. I pledge to never let louder. Another house gets sold at a trustee sale. Why? Why? It's not part of the pledge. Why? Because we're going to buy them. How many people want to buy houses? That's why we're here tonight. Okay, let's go on. Here's the agenda for tonight. Let me crank up the sound. Well, that won't work. Wait a minute. Let me do something. Anybody likes the Village People? I've got good news for you. They're playing in the background. They were. Okay, how's that? Better? We'll talk about tonight trends in California on real estate cycles. I want to give you indicators for real estate recovery. We'll talk about non-judicial foreclosure timeline. Foreclosure in California is kind of unique. I'll show you how it goes. And then how to buy positive equity properties, how to buy negative equity properties, how to sign for the boot camp. Quick, everybody pull up the brochure. Quick, before someone discovers I'm ripping off Indiana Jones. So I offer an all-day boot camp. We're going to do it up here in Santa Barbara. You don't need to worry about it right now. We'll cover it at the very end. The only deal you have to make with me, you laugh at all my stupid jokes. Is that a good deal?
Deal.
Yeah. All right, good. Plus, like Dan said, I encourage you to ask questions. I've written 4 books on foreclosure. A 5th one's coming out. So when you have a question, just try to keep it on point. If it's not on point, I'm going to ask you where we're going to learn this stuff, and you're going to yell like this. Boot camp, all right? Let's have a little practice. Where are we going to learn this stuff?
Boot camp.
Okay, got to do it louder than that. Where?
Boot camp.
Yeah, now, I have a prize for the person that yells the loudest. Dan, was it fed yet?
Was it?
Fed yet. It wasn't fed yet, so this is a really special prize. So one more time. We're going to learn this stuff? Okay. That's what I want to hear. Okay, let's look at foreclosure activity. Relatively low in the 90s and increasing. 1996 was the most amount of foreclosures up till now that we've ever had in the history of California. And then between 1996 and 06, foreclosures decreased. Now, there are always foreclosures. But two things happened to make foreclosures decrease. Between 1996 and 2006, what was happening with real estate? What? Skyrocketing, right? Thank you. What's your name? Paige. Paging Paige over here. It was skyrocketing, so there was enormous appreciation. How many realtors I have in the room tonight? Oh, a lot of you. Great. So the realtors, you understand there was enormous appreciation. While people were in foreclosure, they could easily sell their home, right? Right. And the second thing they can do, if you're, it's hard to believe this now, it's 2012. If you were in foreclosure, you could get a loan and get out of foreclosure. Remember those days? There were lenders that would give people loans. Imagine. 2006, everything ended, the real estate boom exploded. And so now it was really hard. There was no more appreciation, and so it was really hard to sell homes. And all the lenders that gave those loans to people, they all went out of business. They don't exist anymore. So because of that, foreclosures increased like we've never seen before. Increasing. 2007 set the mark for the most amount of foreclosures ever in California. 08, 09, 2010, 2011 just finished, over 3 million. Highest ever in California, highest ever in the nation.
Per quarter? 3 million per quarter?
No, for the year. So with that in mind, the question becomes, what's going to be for 2012? Well, 2012 is predicted to be as bad as 2011, and then we're going to kind of hit the end and then start to decrease again. But we've got probably one more bad year of this ahead of us. So while everyone else is frightened about real estate and about foreclosures, what I want to show you tonight is a different way of looking at it. How many people want to see a different way?
Yeah. Yes.
What's that?
Yeah.
Okay, Sam. Sam, where do you learn this stuff?
Boot camp.
Boot camp. They already drank the Kool-Aid, so that's cool. Okay, so let me show you something that other people don't look at. Now, this is the median price of a home, and this is time. Okay? We had a boom, 1958 to this is post-World War II. We had a boom in real estate values through 65, and then we had a bust. Let me turn this down a touch. We had a boom 1972 to 1980, followed by a bust. We had a boom 1986 to 1990, followed by a bust. What do you notice about the median price of a home? Overall, it keeps going up. Yeah, now one bad thing about this for me, 96 was when my first book came out in foreclosure. It was horrible timing because it was the end of the boom. That's going up. So I only sold 3 copies. My mom bought 2 of them. True story. There's another one, so one left. You can buy it on eBay for $1. It's a hell of a deal. And that was followed by the best sustainment we had in a long time. You all know about this one. 1996 to 2006. How many people bought real estate during that period? A lot of you, right? How many people didn't buy real estate? Right. Some. Do you remember why you didn't buy it? Because it was too expensive, right? Prices were going out of control. You said, I can't afford this. It couldn't possibly sustain itself. Well, you're right. 2006, in the fall of 2006, everything ended. And then we started heading down.